Well, hey there, everyone. Hope you're having a great Thursday. We have a great live for you. If you're struggling on what colors to pick for maybe some countertops or some flooring that really feels dated in your room, and maybe you've done some updating, we're going to go through about 4 different color scenarios that during the color consults that I've been working with so many of you via our email, colorconsult@htpaint.com. You can certainly send me your photos there, but if you want to just stay tuned to this live, I'm going to work through some of the most common occurrences that I see right now going on in people's homes. If you have questions, ask them right here in the timeline. During this live, if you comment with the word paint, we're going to send you a wonderful promotion, the best price you'll ever see on our gallons of paint. Right now you can get a gallon for $79, and that is free shipping. And if you'll comment with the word paint, we're going to send you that link right now to get your favorite all-in-one colors for $79 a gallon, and that's free shipping right here in the United States if you're listening to this live here. So let's talk through some of the problematic color schemes that we see. And that doesn't mean this is something, if you have this in your home, that it's a bad thing, but I want to help you if you are thinking about painting your cabinets. So this first scenario is with the color granite that you see here. And even if you have Formica version of this, so many people have this in their home and they are tired of it. And it's a great color. It's really one of the most common granite colors that you see out there. And it's sometimes paired up with a golden floor. Maybe it's a golden vinyl or maybe it's a golden ceramic. It doesn't matter, but if it's in these tones, we see this pretty common in houses that were built in the 80s and the 90s and even into the 2000s. This has been a very common occurrence. Well, what has happened to many folks is they have decided that gray was their new favorite color. And many people went out and put on a shade of gray. Now, I'm going to use cobblestone as an example here, but what I'm trying to demonstrate to you is a lot of people thought if they paint the wall gray, that will cool off the warmth that you find here in the countertop and in the floors. Well, unfortunately, that's not what happens at all. It makes the wall tend to go blue. This is a beautiful gray, but when you put it in with the warm tones and the values of these colors, all of a sudden this begins to look cooler and bluer. So what I would like to do is help you, if this is you and you're living in this now, help you find a great way to tone this all down and to make it feel more current and to make you love it as it is. A lot of people say, well, I want to paint the granite. Well, you can do that, but if you have granite countertops, that is a big ask. And when you start painting over granite, you've devalued your home. And I know it's your home, and you can do whatever you want to do to that home, but if there is a way to keep this great granite and have a stone countertop versus a painted surface, I would always tend to want to tell you it's best to keep the granite in your house and learn to kind of come up with something that looks great with this. You can do a lot of things by first off starting with a paint color on the wall that is more neutral, but still is going to bring in some of that cooler family, like the grays that you may love. This is our color called Putty, and this is a absolutely fabulous neutral that will lend itself to no matter what colors you're decorating with. This is a great color leading off into your other rooms, living and dining room, and just a great grounding color for cool tones that you might see here in this countertop and even in your floor. It's going to help counter those colors, unlike something like this cool gray. So if you've just chosen a cool gray, thinking it's helping, this is a great combination here, and Putty is a wonderful color to help bring all of that kind of back into keeping it looking great instead of off just a bit. So if you're thinking about painting in the near future, comment right here with the word paint, and we want to send you that code right now so you can get our gallons of paint and get the color Putty right now for $79 free shipping here in the United States during this live. If you want to comment, we'll send you that link right now. Just say the word paint. Now, let's talk about if this were you and you were painting your walls. Maybe you have a white wall. Maybe you would even use this color on your cabinets. This is a great neutral that works great with this floor, this countertop. So this is a great neutral to solve about any problem. But if you have a funky wall color, this is a great wall color. And then let's talk about what would you do then as a cabinet color. This is a color called Tapestry. It's fairly new for us. It has some warmth and it blends really, really well with Putty. It also speaks back to the neutral tan tones, and it is very much trending now. The warmer color tones are back in a big, big way. So Putty and Tapestry go beautiful together, especially with this granite countertop. Now I want to show you Abby, because so many people say I want to paint my island a different color. So let's throw that in there. I want to show you how gorgeous Abby looks with this countertop color.
And in case you guys are wondering, we are in our store, so if
Yes,
you're hearing a
sorry.
little bit of background noise,
Sorry,
that's why.
we're here. We want to set up here so folks can see us coming in. So this, again, if this were your wall color or your cabinet color, you could always pick up Abby, or maybe you want to paint the bottom cabinets a darker color. Abby is a wonderful neutral, and look how gorgeous it looks with that countertop. Can y'all see that? A lot of people tell me I'm going to paint my cabinets black, because this has got what it feels like, a black dot. But then you've got a very dismal and dark feel to your room, tan black feeling. This is still going to give you that beautiful neutral, and it's a mid-tone without being a harsh black. This is such a chameleon of a color. This is one of my all-time favorites, and it really, really helps to bridge the gap between cool and warm colors. Wonderful scenario here, and can you see that? And I'm going to put with it a crisp white, and watch me here show you this, and here's why. A lot of you all have white trim. So if you have a baseboard right now in your cool gray color palette that you've done over here, and this is you standing now, you're going to take out that cool gray and maybe paint your walls in this beautiful putty color in that soft and gorgeous. And look how gorgeous and refreshed this looks all of a sudden. Can you see that now? How pretty that's going to look? Now let me tell you the final crowning touch to this whole color scheme that's really going to now refresh your cabinets. Say your cabinets were gold and oak. Now all of a sudden you're painting them maybe white. You could even choose cashmere here. Or say you're painting them putty. Now all of a sudden your cabinets are going to be soft. They're not going to be a mid-tone any longer. They're going to be light colored. So they're going to be screaming for detail. What to do to marry this entire thing, because I promise you, you have some black in your appliances. Put on a matte black hardware as the final finishing touch to this room. It's the jewelry that this room screams for, punctuates this whole entire color scheme, and makes it all brand new again. So this is a wonderful scenario for what you might call a dated kitchen color scheme currently, when you have tried to fix it with cool gray paint. I hope that one is clear as a mud, and that's a lot, but I hope you can see these colors together. I'll go over them one more time with you. Cashmere for the trim. This would be representing maybe your trim, your doors, your whatever, or it could also be the color of your cabinets with the beautiful black hardware. You could even do your cabinets in putty to go along here, and you could even marry up an island or something in the middle, or do a two-tone, white on top, Abby on the bottom, and walls in putty. So this is a great color scheme. So take a screen grab of that if you'd like.
So Paula, I know I see it a lot in the group. You probably see it a lot in color consults. They'll have this, but they really want color.
They really
want color. Is there a color that could work?
Let me show you a great color here. I think always I throw this one out. Can I see Envy? Can you
Envy? Yes.
that one up for me? A great neutral is Envy, and so many people, again, they get so tired of this because they look at brown, and they really don't want gray anymore. They really want to go to something a little happier. And
I wasn't expecting you to say Envy. I wasn't prepared.
I know, I wasn't prepared for Envy. Let me see what else I got here. Another great color is Woodlands, and it's not going to show here through this, but Woodlands is a great neutral. It's a green-gray. It works also with this Granite, and it doesn't look good on the color card, or I'd be showing you that. It just looks kind of blah, but here it is through the jar. Woodlands is a fabulous neutral. It is as neutral as putty, so if you like putty here, you would also love Woodlands. It's going to give you that gray-green color. That's a great one for this Granite, a great one for a tan or tile or vinyl floor in that kind of golden oak feel. You don't see it?
Nope. I'll go grab a can real quick.
Oh, just grab me one off the color card rack. All right, we'll be back. I don't want to move from here. This is so many people's, what you're living in currently, or a small variation of this, but I see this probably out of all the color consults I do in a day, this will be a good third of them. So this is Envy, just so you can see. This is a gorgeous green. It is a little more intense outside of this jar. It looks, this jar will mute it just a bit. But Envy is a great neutral green, and see how gorgeous that looks here? It is very much in keeping with the tones and the values in this. Here, it's a mid-tone, as well as looking great in the natural tones that you see here in the floor. Just going to bring me a card so you can see. Look at this beautiful green. So there you go. There's what it's going to look like. So that's a great way to add color into this scheme. And if you got a color consult from me, you got my color card showing you the top neutral colors, and always this one right here is a winner with that countertop. Okay, so comment if you have questions, and I'll do my best to pull up another scenario, but I've got several laid out here. I'm going to go to the next one that I see the most of.
While you're pulling those together,
Okay.
Lynn had a quick question.
Hi,
She
Lynn.
says, do you still recommend matte black hardware if you're painting your cabinets polo?
You know, it really depends on what are the finishes that you have. Hardware is not just because of a paint color. Hardware is including everything in the room, including the floor, the countertops, and all those things. It is always what I call the jewelry. So that would be like me saying, yes, gold jewelry works with every outfit. It does not, as you know. So it's kind of like, it's not relating to polo, it's relating to the room. So I would always look at my appliances. If they are stainless, is your faucet stainless or is it matte black? Where are you pulling matte black from? Are your light fixtures maybe in oil rub bronze or matte black? Do you have a lot of black accents in your home? If that be the case, then maybe polo is the way. But gold's been very popular with polo as well, so lots of metallics can look great on polo as well as matte black. So just keep that in mind. It's really about the room picture, not just about the color, okay? All right, so this is the next one I see a lot. Now this one is not as common because this was kind of a very traditional home, and a lot of times very expensive homes I see with this exact scenario. And we don't have a red wood floor right here, but this is kind of supposed to be looking like a red or dark, let's call it walnut or mahogany stained wood floor, even teak. Sometimes you have those teak floors that have a lot of different color varieties in them and a lot of reds. So that we will always see paired with generally Ubatuba granite. And this one is a pretty black stone, so let's just call that Ubatuba. So Ubatuba has a green cast, but sometimes we just have a true black granite stone or a black countertop material. So let's lay those two down there, and if that be the case, 9 times out of 10 you will have an off-white hardware, about the color of linen. Sometimes you'll have a bright white, but on most occasions you'll have a softer white backsplash tile or door trim and crown and base molding always will be painted when you have this red floor. I've never seen it stained. Probably in my lifetime I've never seen in this scenario something other than trim that was painted white to go along this red floor in this. So lots of times you will have a red cabinet. So you got red cabinets, red floors, and sometimes a white subway tile or maybe a natural colored tile for a backsplash, if that be the case. Now, what would you do in this situation? This is what I call my classic black and white kitchen time. When you have this gorgeous black granite countertop, this is a room that is very stately, and it's not going to be one that's going to lend itself to color so easily, but it's screaming for you to take it back to the days of a black and white kitchen. Pairing it back to the white that's going to match the shade of your trim and your doors. Don't add another white here. Don't add another color that's going to clash with your trim. This is a great way to go if you have snow white trim and crown, and carry that to the cabinets, to all the millwork in the house, and have that beautiful black-white kitchen on that red floor. It will be spectacular, adding again in with the matte black hardware to really give this the final finishing touch. This is a gorgeous kitchen. I hope that you see that one here. Now, you can add in some wall colors here. Maybe you have a wall color that is in the gray family. I can't imagine that some people have tried to paint gray here, and if you have, that is kind of going to give you this clash of a look here. So if you've tried to paint gray, you can go back to the color putty as we had out here just a moment ago. Where did it go? Where did putty go?
Right here.
Right.
Nope, that's Oxford.
It's got to be right here. Look at putty here. So this is a great way to kind of warm this up just a bit, is having this contrast here. If you've got white upper cabinets, you're going to be against drywall. So this is a beautiful, soft, elegant look. Keeping again, let's throw this one out so you can see black, white cabinets, putty on the walls, and this beautiful red floor. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous room. Very classy, very classic. If you're watching here and this sounds like something you want to do, be sure and comment with the word paint right here in the timeline, and we're sending you a coupon to get any of our all-in-one paint colors for $79 shipped to you free. So,
in a gallon.
In a gallon, yes, a gallon. So you can also visit our paint calculator on our website. If you'll comment with that word paint right here, we'll send you a link to visit the website to tell you how many gallon of paint you need, and you can get your project started, as well as all of our tools are also discounted right there, and you'll see them below that you can add to your cart. And all of those will pop up right there for our tool trio, as well as our roller, a package for the bundle for everything that you need to get started, and a great time to buy all-in-one paint. All right, so any other questions you have?
I do have one for Judy. Could we show maybe this golden oak
Yep,
floor with
yep.
the putty and the cobblestone? I think that'll really help them understand the difference between cobblestone, the cool, and the neutral of putty.
Okay, so they
So that you got right there.
I know, guys, this is a lot to digest, and I know sometimes it's a struggle. And I think limiting how many colors there is helps so many people understand the best choices, all right? But sometimes it's just too much to get when we're talking about it in the air, meaning just talking. It's just too much. But if you're struggling and you still need me to help you, please send me your photos, meaning your countertops, your floors, your backsplash, anything that's permanent in your room, even in an adjacent room that you might want to pull colors in from. Let me see those at colorconsult@htpaint.com. And if you want to send those to me, I am happy to help you pass this conversation right here. So this is what I say a lot of people do to try to cool off this colorway right here. If they've got this granite and they have a golden floor, golden oak cabinets, a lot of people have gone in and put up gray on the wall to try to solve their problem because they want to decorate with gray. And they've got this, and they say, I think I'll just paint. That'll fix it. It actually amps up the gold. It actually turns up the yellow in this scenario here. So the best thing to do is paint a great color like putty. It's a great chameleon. It has some coolness to it. It is not a cold color. It's not a warm color. It rides in the middle. It's a great neutral, and it helps us then bridge the gap whenever we do want to use a little bit more colors that have a little cool undertone to them, like Abby. That helps us bridge that gap. Anything that's on the vertical in the room, like paint on a wall, this is the first thing the eye is going to pick up on. So if you have the walls in this, the first thing the person's going to see looking in your room is a cool room. The first thing they catch is that wall color that's coming straight at their eyes. So when you fix this, you really fix how you will see all of the other finishes in your room. All of the things that are on the horizontal all totally take on a different feeling. All right, so any other questions?
Yeah, so we got one from Judy. Judy has, she said, like the golden granite that you showed first, she has a gray with green specks in
Well,
it.
you get that on the head.
It took me a minute to find it.
We have the perfect color for you, Judy.
What's it called?
What's it going to be? She's not going, oh, you know what it is?
Woodlands?
It is woodlands, yes. So, Judy, if you have, this is an unusual one. This is one I probably have never seen, maybe. This is a granite that has a gray and a green combination. So, this probably feels like it's outdated to you, Judy, but the truth of the matter is it is very current, especially if you paint on your walls with our color putty. That's going to really tie in the lighter features of this countertop. And then painting your cabinets with this color woodlands would be an absolute treasure of a kitchen. This would be phenomenal. I hope you like this color. It's probably one of the prettiest colors. I call it a sleeper. There's nobody going to look at it and go, I've just got to have that color. It's a green with a gray undertone, or gray undertone with a little green cast to it. It's just like your countertop, but these two are going to be phenomenal together. And if you want a kind of a kicker to amplify that and add some depth, Abby would be a great choice there. So that's going to give you putty, maybe Abby on an island, or maybe the base cabinets, and then maybe put this color on your upper cabinets. Put the woodlands on the uppers if you wanted to do a two-tone. So almond would also work in that scenario. Let's put that in here just so you can kind of see how almond would play into this as well. So if you want to opt for maybe not putty, maybe you want to go with the almond here and put those colors together. Just a little bit more warmth to it. Almond is a gorgeous color as well. Great neutral. All right. So what else you got?
I think that's all the questions we've got.
Right, let's move to the next one. I've got one other that I see so very often, and that is Baltic brown. So many tract homes were built. Maybe you live in a big city, and this granite was one that was used everywhere. It is as dead of a color, meaning it sucks the life out of the room. It doesn't have the va-va-voom as, say, black. It's just this hard to deal with brown. And a lot of times it has a companion out there that lives in this world that's got a red cast to it. And I'm not going to pull it out, but this one is a hard one. So let's talk about how they've generally paired it in a home. They put a mid-tone floor down, normally a hardwood, but these are vinyl, of course. We're just sharing some color ideas with you. But sometimes you got a brown floor and a brown countertop and an oak cabinet. Most of the time you're going to have a golden oak going through, golden oak trim. When I see this scenario here, there'll be golden oak doors, golden oak baseboard, and golden oak trim. And a lot of us have gone in and done this thing right here. Painted the walls gray to try to really tone it all out. And you see what that does, don't you? Instantly you see what that does. That ages this entire thing and makes it very unrelatable. These two then look at odds with each other when you put this in the middle. So let's talk about some things that would work here. We're going to go back to our good old colors here, and to oyster and into Stonehenge. And give me putty too. I'm going to throw that in here. And
Oh, yeah,
you see
you want
Stonehenge, please?
Ox.
All right, so we want to share the Stonehenge and oyster, and let's see what else we got here. So if you're thinking about maybe painting your trim, this is a thing. You have to kind of make some decisions here. Do you want to paint all your trim in your house? Maybe you want to paint your door slabs only. And if that be the case, you got some options. When she brings me back that one, I'll just share that one in a sec. So
Of course, you're asking for everyone. I can't
I
find.
know, that's okay. That's all right. You're good. You're good. I've got several to share with them here. Lots of great neutral colors here and whites. But let's talk about a wall color here. I would probably want to take you into either almond or putty and get rid of the cool gray colors and to go into more of a neutral family here with putty, or maybe warming it on up and removing any gray and going into linen here. Linen's a great way, and bone. Let me share that one with you too. 3 great color options. I also think these would be great on cabinets themselves, but Stonehenge and oyster both make great companions for this Baltic brown countertop color. If you can see, it depends on really what you got going on the walls, but this is, it doesn't clash with it. I don't have too many colors out here. I just want to show you what this is going to look like. This is too much of the same, right? So we would go with a little bit of a lighter version of that, and then maybe your wall color is in a bone. Maybe your trim color is off in a bone. You could even put the wall color in, well, that's not enough contrast. Hold on. Do you have you seen this color anywhere? Have you seen it in
On
homes?
countertops? Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely.
Oh, it's very, very popular.
Yeah.
I never knew how popular this one was. I never had an idea that this one had been used so often in homes. But this one, and again, in that redder version of it, are just really prevalent. So Abby is a good, it works well with this, but it really depends, again, on what's on those walls. If you have cool walls, the best thing to do is take them back to a neutral at best. Almond on the wall, putty on the wall, one of those are going to work great. And then from there, figure out what you're going to do then with your trim. If it's stained, would you be willing to paint it? Cashmere would work if you want to maybe really pop the trim, which would look great. You could have a gorgeous look at this combo. I think that would be beautiful.
Yeah.
White trim, even white cabinets with this again.
Would you do black hardware with
You could
that?
do black hardware, because you remember
granite?
else what you're going to have. Black appliances. You're always going to have black appliances, so putting on that black hardware or stainless hardware would be beautiful. But you can make a really nice, fresh, and new kitchen using putty, using almond, using Stonehenge, Abbey, all of these colors to really tie in this Baltic brown instead of hating on it, making it work, using these neutral colors to actually accent this color really well without being chocolate brown. So I hope that gave you some ideas. And again, if any of this sounds like something you are thinking about doing right now, comment with the word paint right here in the timeline. We will also send you a free sample of our products. If you're new to our page and you've never heard of all-in-one paint, we would love to send you out our whole color card so you can pick and choose colors from your convenience of your home. And check it out right here and learn more right in our fantastic group here on Facebook. Comment with the word free sample, and I'll send you that link as well as a link to get in our group here. There's about 500,000 people in that group who are using our paint on their cabinets and their furniture and all sorts of things. So I can't wait till you check that out and see how you like this paint if you haven't tried it. So comment free sample to get the sample link, or if you want to find out about today's special for gallons for $79, free shipping here in the United States, just say the word paint and we'll send that link to you too. So I hope this has been helpful to you, and if you have more questions and you share this to your timeline, thanks to those who have shared. And if you have some other questions, just comment with them here. I'll do my best to answer you, but if you really need a color consult and this has got your head whirling around, send that to me at colorconsult@htpaint.com, and I'll do my best to get you back a quick answer, at least maybe by the weekend. I know I'm going to be covered up with comments here, and that's okay. I'll try my best to help as many as I can get through the color hurdle, and the only way I can do that is if you send me great photos of your floor, your countertop, your backsplash, all the things that are permanent in your room that you cannot change. And that's the best way to make the best clear and concise color judgment if I know what's staying, not what's going. And I don't have to have a picture of the cabinet up close. I just need a picture of the things that are staying. And also send me what you like, what your ideas of taste are. What do you think you're trying to do? That also helps me kind of understand where you're trying to go.
Because sometimes you have a lot of options.
Sometimes you do. Sometimes your room
Sometimes
is great.
that's the problem.
Sometimes that is the problem. People have too many options.
Everything's already neutral, and everything
Sometimes
works.
you got
yeah.
a great house, and you just want to spice it up a little bit, and I'm happy to help you do that too. I'll give you some answers there if you say I love blues, and here's what I got. You know, I'll help you with your bathroom, your bedroom, whatever it is. All right, guys. I sure thank you all.
Good news. So Paula, she didn't have a question, but she did have a comment. She said
She's got a good name.
She's been sitting on an almond and Stonehenge swatch for her cabinet for months, and she says this is so inspiring for her.
Oh, good. Thank you, Paula. I'm glad that helped you. Maybe it's just because of the name correlation. This just happened to work, and you figured it out now. So there you go. This one is the ticket, though. This one is the one that I see so many people moving into homes, or maybe they've purchased this home, built it new, who knows. But they've always tried to kill this gold feeling with gray walls. It's always been my pet peeve, and Melissa and I talk about it all the time. So many people say, I've painted my walls gray, but it just didn't work. You know, they like it for a minute, and then they keep looking at it, and they go, I don't know, something about that didn't work. And what that, I think the quandary here is, and I'll talk about this just for a minute, because so many of us, and so many of you guys will always say, what's the difference in warm and cool colors? What is the difference in warm and cool colors? Well, it is a very hard thing. Either you see it or you don't. It's a very hard thing for me to try and get built into your brain. So many people understand it when it comes to hair color. So if you can kind of take that message about hair color, golden tones in your hair, and you see those gold those undertones coming out, and like this head that you see here, lots of yellows in there. There's some warmth there. So I have a warm coloring to my hair. So that's the same with warmth and paint. But here's where it gets muddy, when it becomes neutral and people go, well, I don't know what that means. So color is something that you also need to think about, is a moving target. It's not exactly the same. Just like my hair is going to look different in the sunlight than it looks in here in this lighting. Just exactly like these colors and color swatches. Everywhere you see this color, it's going to change. It's going to change its mind just a little bit. It's even going to look a little different because it's actually a reflection of this color behind it. And the lighting here and all those things play into how we see, how our eye actually translates this color. So we may see this as today, ooh, it looks like it's a brown. Well, it's kind of not. It's kind of a cool. It's kind of a mid-tone. So this is what I call a neutral color. It's really hard to categorize colors like putty and like Stonehenge and Abbey. And those colors ride in that neutral realm. Can you see what I'm saying? Now I can show you a color really quickly. This, when I put this up here, you'll go, I get it. What do you call this color? This is a warm tone. This is a tan tile. Look how warm it is. You see the yellow pop out in that immediately when I laid it against these colors that are in the middle range here. Now, you also got colors that are going to be hard to categorize, even more so. Blues, greens, and those things. These fall into... This is a color that is cool. This is going to live in a cooler environment. This is meaning it's going to be more toward cool shades. It works great with neutrals. That's the best thing about these colors. It just works great with neutrals. But what it doesn't work so well with is warm tones. Cool, warm. They don't live in the same household. They just don't. They just don't work. You can paint it anywhere you want to go, but they don't look great. So that's the whole deal. You are at free reign to paint anything in any color. So when people say, can I do this? You certainly can. You can just paint any color you want to get your house. But should you, and could you make a better choice? That's kind of the real question. Could you make a better choice to make you love it? And that's what I'm hoping to help you do. Hope you love it. That's what we want you to do. Just paint it once and love it forever. And paint some of these granites into you loving them. Rather than you painting over them, let's try to make them an asset in your home instead of something that you wish you hadn't painted over when you were in a mood, okay?
And these countertops that you're looking at behind you are painted, so we're not anti-painting countertops. Definitely not. They are a great solution.
That's right. These were Formica, and these were some funky colors, 2 or 3 different colors that we put them all together, and we painted them, and they work excellent. But what I don't like to see somebody do is to take something that's valuable in their home and ruin that value, and then when you go to sell it or whatever, somebody says, well, you painted over granite. You're going to have to tear that out because I'm not going to be satisfied with a painted countertop. I'm buying a granite countertop. That's what this house has. You've ruined it. So that would have to happen. And so I don't want you to do that if you are on the bubble of doing that. All right, guys, thank you so much for sitting and listening to all of this, and I hope it's educated you some on making some better color choices inside your home. And if you have questions, again, don't forget to post them and comment with that word paint if you want to find out about our $79 gallon special going on right now. Thanks again. We'll see y'all soon.